Hearty respect to you, everyone. Today's topic is Gyana Yoga, the way of knowledge. When we talk about Gyana Yoga, naturally we understand that it's a way of Vedanta mainly. In Gyana Yoga, there are many branches. Sankhya Darshan is one of the ways of Gyana Yoga. Advaita Darshan is also one of the ways of Gyana Yoga. In this way, there are many ways in Gyana Yoga. Some are considered as the main ways, and some are as branches or sub branches. By the way, today we will talk about the way which directly describes the way of self inquiry. Self inquiry. It's the inquiry by which a seeker finds own true identity or the real identity, which is nothing but pure ownness or existence. In Jnana Yoga, just after having initiation or after being initiated by the master or the realized guru, it starts the very journey to walk along the way of knowledge towards the very state of truth realization. In Guru's instructions or hints, a seeker gets a few hints towards his or her goal. Witness consciousness is one of the hints. Witness consciousness is one of the hints. Guru says to the disciple or the seeker, you must try to analyze in your mind by the help of your pure intellect that your consciousness knows everything. Consciousness means in Sanskrit Chetna. The nature of consciousness is to reveal every moment because it's the nature of consciousness. There is no effort to reveal, but as the nature, it reveals. So, first hint is that to the student or the seeker who knows the body. Naturally, seeker understands. Oh yes, my intellect or mind knows the body. Intellect understands all the changes of the body. Since the childhood, then the next step, who knows the mind? Again, intellect says, or the seeker thinks or finds that by the help of intellect, I am able to know all the moods of mind or the changes of mind. It means intellect understands. Then the third step, sometimes intellect works well and sometimes not. Then naturally the question arises here, then who knows these changes of intellect? It's one phenomenon. In other side, sometimes we get that our mind is in very egoistic attitude and sometimes not. Naturally, the same question arises here, who knows these changes? It's very natural. That means there is a background consciousness which knows everything, the changes in intellect and ego too. In short, all the phenomena which change inside the consciousness, but normally intellect identifies herself with all the phenomena or the changes. That's why intellect sometimes is happy and sometimes not. On the contrary, when the intellect finds or has already found out that background consciousness knows everything, in this moment the seeker also becomes aware. Oh yes, if the background consciousness or the consciousness which is as platform knows all the nook and corners or each and every variation of the mind, intellect and ego, without any effort but naturally. That means that consciousness is the meaning of real I, or that consciousness is the true I. So very important thing is that when this reality comes in front of the seeker's awareness, that consciousness which knows everything without effort but by nature, that's the true I. There is no limit, no conflict, no doubt, anything else. So, in the beginning, the seeker gets the hint from the master. Oh, my son or daughter, you are the pure consciousness. That's why you know the intellect, mind, ego, and your body through the help of your mind. That's nothing but chitta kasa. In Sanskrit, it's called chitta kasa. And this pure consciousness, which knows the chitta kasa, that's called chidakasa in Sanskrit. Chidakasa. So, during the entire inquiry, seeker's awareness of intellect reaches to that realization that I am nothing but pure consciousness. And as pure consciousness, I know everything. Or, on the contrary, all the things are in pure consciousness. In other words, everything exists in the existence of pure consciousness, or everything is nothing but pure existence through the different name and form. So, by the help of knowledge, a seeker starts her or his inquiry, and at last he or she discovers the true I, where there is no bondage and it's free by its nature. This is the basic idea. Standing on this realization, intellect may have much more maturity in many ways. Those are not today's topic. So, in this way, just I have tried to present a few hints to the seekers. But here, in maximum time, maximum seekers get arrested in the very capture of ignorance unknowingly, because they started their journey to attain the truth, but in between the way, seeker usually forget about the goal. Just forgetting about own goal, they carry on their analysis half-heartedly or not wholeheartedly. Shastra Vichara, I mean analysis according to scripture and related practices. During the very period of practices, very unconsciously, seekers forget about own goal, why he or she started own journey along the way of spirituality. That was nothing but to discover the truth. But to forget it, just they carry on their way. If anyone asks, what are you doing? What's your present stage or state in spirituality? Simply the answer, oh yes, we are carrying on, or I am carrying on my way, or I am continuing my way. It means there is no sufficient awareness in intellect. In this case, it's the ignorance. In this case, he or she should go to a realized master or Mahatman, means saint, who has already attained the very state of truth realization. That's why again and again it's said the entire inquiry to the truth realization should be under the vigilance of a realized master. Otherwise, various type of ignorance may cover the intellect of the seeker, and the result is known by everyone. So, in this video, I have tried to put a few hints towards the very goal of truth realization according to the way of Gyana Yoga, I mean the way of knowledge. I think true seekers will have something in it. That's all.